Amazing.
That is football.
Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you an NFL Week 3 preview between the Buffalo Bills and the Cleveland Browns. Let's look at Buffalo in this ball game, and when you look at the running attack, I think they could have some success this week versus Cleveland if they utilize more spread formations. The linebackers of the Browns are playing excellent downhill football, and I think if you spread these guys out, we know C.J. Spiller can find that gap and hit it quickly and get a big chunk of yards in an instant. So you got to run more out of spread formations to have some success versus Cleveland. And small ball can actually help Fitzpatrick. When I'm talking about small ball, the short passes, the dump offs. Yes, he has to be accurate. He wasn't accurate last week, but the small ball approach can help Fitzpatrick get into a groove and build his confidence more. And speaking of Fitzpatrick, have some design run plays for him. He can get outside the pocket, spread the field. Don't be afraid to call a quarterback draw to help alleviate some of that pressure that the Browns will bring. And I also look at the fact that their defense, the linebackers have to be on screen alert. Cleveland can throw the football to the backside of the backfield with Trent Richardson and catching footballs and making one miss, but you have to be alert for the screen passes. You got to be alert this week and get Wheaton off the spot. So force him to get outside the pocket. See how well he throws on the run, and I think the Bills can have a chance and shrinking the field for him and playing some effective coverage in their defense. And you look at the fact that Mario Williams and Mark Anderson, they have to do something this week. They got to come up, step up, and play big. We see a lot of impressive play from the interior with Williams and Darius, but the outside has to come together, and that really can alleviate some of the pressure on the secondary. The X factor in this game has to be the fullbacks, Corey McIntyre and Dorian Dickerson, in creating that extra space for the Bills. Now, when you look at the Browns in this game, I look at 25 carries, total of 30 touches for Trent Richardson this week. Get the ground game going like you did last week versus Cincinnati, and I think you could have a chance. 30 touches total, but 25 of those touches got to be carries to get the big guy rolling. You also look at Josh Gordon and Travis Benjamin versus the slot corner of the Buffalo Bills. I think that's the advantage the Browns can have this week. That's the matchup they can exploit. Gordon and or Benjamin have to step up huge in this ball game. And Mitchell Schwartz versus Mario Williams in the run game. Mario Williams may not be able to effectively rush the passer like they want him to, but he is a very strong man as far as stopping the run, so Schwartz has to hold his own. And defensively, the linebackers and safeties have the field versus the run. You cannot give the gap space to a guy like C.J. Spiller because he can get to that second level in a hurry. So you got to fill those gaps and shut down the run. And T.J. Ward versus Scott Chandler, that's a big matchup that I'm interested to see. Two young playmakers at their respective positions that I really enjoy watching. Ward has to win that battle if you're a Browns fan. And defensive line gap discipline versus C.J. Spiller goes without saying. You can't allow these guys to get out of position. Otherwise, the Bills can pop off long runs. X factor has to be consistency. What we saw week 1 was atrocious. What we saw week 2 was impressive. Find that balance, and the Browns can be a dangerous ball club. Let's look at the personnel breakdowns. And these are trying to find out where the strengths and liabilities lie on both teams. So let's see where the advantages lie. Honestly, the Browns have an advantage at quarterback with Wheaton, but everywhere else, I think they're equal, except the linebacking position. I take the Browns linebackers over the Bills linebackers. And the secondary, although I like the Browns, they're not at 100%. The Buffalo Bills still, in my opinion, have the personnel advantage in this matchup. So when you look at this game, you look at two teams that are evenly matched. Who can win this ball game is going to come down to the least amount of mistakes, special teams, all those cliches. But honestly, I think the Bills win this ball game. I think the way they can run the football is a lot more creative than when the Browns can, where the Browns can. And I think C.J. Spiller doesn't need that many carries. Although if he gets 20 to 25, that's another $150 that he can get. Plus he has a capability that Trent Richardson doesn't. So I think just by sheer formations that the Bills throw at you in the running game will allow them to run the football even better than Cleveland. I think that's how they win on the ground, on the road.